Welcome back, everybody. I hope that this week has gone well enough for you. We had a wonderful intergenerational Sunday service that saw us fortunate enough to covenant a number of staff and ordained ministers into our community of service and practice. We're all very excited about that. And of course, we had people of all ages participating, which always excites us as well. It's also one of our mandates, because we believe there are gifts to be shared from old to young, young to old, and everywhere in between. So intergenerational practice is an important step for us. It has been done, but we want to be more intentional about it. And I especially want to lift up the purpose of having our young people speak about the many gifts that they have to offer this community, and asking others to consider gifts that they might have to offer. Maybe there are gifts that you have or that you feel called to share, but you've been reluctant because you're not sure if they qualify as a ministry. Well, I'm here today to kind of piggyback on what Sam and Bronwyn and Marilyn shared with us on Sunday, namely that we all have deep and abiding gifts, and I will say calls to share and participate in the fullness of community, making our world a better place, a more peaceful place, which we desperately need right now. I want to first highlight something that one of our ancestors in the faith, Dietrich Bonhoeffer, shared. He, in one of his writings, actually, in Letters and Papers from Prison, once he was arrested by the Nazis, said that each human is called, first and foremost, to be a person. But being a person is a multiply expressed practice at different stages of our lives and at different junctures, right? There are places where we are called to express something that speaks to our time and place, that speaks to our gifts, that allows us to utilize our gifts and have our gifts meet up with the need of the world. That was Bonhoeffer's concern. I, like Bonhoeffer, believe that too often when we hear ministry or gifts or vocation, we think, oh, that's the people that wear robes or that get ordained or manage to secure some kind of formal training. I want to push against that and say everyone that chooses to be a part of First St. Andrew's is gifted. We as humans are uniquely gifted and called. We are fearfully, wonderfully made and put into this world in order to serve, to share, to grow, and to love. And in order for us to become the full and abundant beings that we are called to become, sharing is an intrinsic part of that process. So when we invite you, and you invite me, and perhaps invite others as well, to share the gifts that we have to offer, that's what we're saying. We can't be fully who we are or who we want to become until everybody feels safe and encouraged to share. Now, that can range anywhere between various custodial tasks, carpentry, public speaking, music. There's no end to what A, we need, or what the world needs, and B, what gives us life and hope. Because when people come up and begin to share and you learn about them and you say, wow, I didn't know that they could do this, or that they were interested in this, or that they were so passionate about this practice or this piece or this play or whatever it is they might be sharing with us, what a joy it is to get to know someone deeper on a more intimate level, because that's what becoming community is all about. And until we have all shared the gifts that we have, our community is still lacking. We still are moving towards that experience of wholeness and integration. Now, it might be that we will always live aspirationally, right? We're always a community in formation. But we're going to feel closer to that formation, if you will, closer to that beloved community, the more people are invited to share. So I want to echo in closing what Marilyn Arthur lifted up on Sunday, namely that each of you has gifts, and I want to invite you to consider what gifts you have offered, what gifts you might have been reluctant to offer, and how your gifts, your talents, your interests, your passions match up, not only with the needs of First St. Andrews, but with the needs of London and of Southwestern Ontario and of the world. Because I believe together we have an impact that we can make, but only if everybody is encouraged to share who they are becoming. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope that this has just furthered perhaps what has already begun going on in your heart and mind this week. I invite you back next week for another postscript, a little addendum to what goes on Sunday. So hope to see you soon.